Good afternoon, viewers. I want to celebrate you for joining me again. From wherever you're watching from, I want to appreciate you. I want to say it is you that will be keeping me going. It's your words of encouragement. It is the email some of you send me. It is the hope that I have in you that someday you're going to look back and say, thank God I came across this channel. Today we are going to be dealing with a very interesting topic. Before we continue, if you know you have not subscribed and you're not following my channel, I want to give you the next few seconds to just click the subscribe button, hit the bell button so that when I come online or when I upload any video, you will be the first to be notified. Have you ever felt confused, discouraged, out of focus, and down in your spirit? It's a sign that there is hope for you. It's a sign that you are going through a process. It's a sign that you still have life. It's a sign that tomorrow has the possibility to be greater and brighter and better than today. First and foremost, whenever you're going through these seasons of life, just understand that one of the things you have to do is stop blaming yourself. Stop whipping yourself over the mistake that you made and over decisions that you forgot to take. You are not the worst person in the world. There are people that are facing worse challenges more than what you are going through. The fact that you see everybody getting dressed, looking beautiful on the street, it doesn't mean that one way or the other we are all free from challenges. Every person you see in this world has a particular challenge that they are struggling with. So you are not different. It's just that yours is unique to you. So the fact that you have this challenge simply means that there is hope that you are going to come out of it. And the fact that you're seeing this video at this particular time therefore means that there's hope for you if you believe. One of the first things we are going to address is the state of your heart. This is the time not to give up on yourself. Understand that it's a phase of life and it's a test that you are going through. How well you go through this test will determine the person you are becoming tomorrow. There is nobody great in the world that has not gone through this process that you are going through. It may be different in their faces and in their sizes, but the truth remains that everybody at a point of their life that are successful today went through a moment of struggle, a moment of challenge in their life at a certain time. This is the time that defines who you are. This is the time that defines and refines your values and who you are made of. This is the moment where you will know those who are truly yours, those who can stand by you in times of crisis. These are the moments when you will know the stuff that you are made of. What you think you know about yourself over the time is going to be proven at this time. There are people who went through seasons of their life and they end up in drug, committing one crime or the other. Challenges that we get ourselves into are sometimes a result of informations and knowledge that we don't have. It is not a time to beat yourself. It is not a time to look down on yourself. It is not a time to tell yourself that there is no hope for you. Challenges comes in any form, any size, and in any place. Challenges becomes what we make of it. If you treat it as a challenge, it becomes a challenge. If you do treat it as a problem, it becomes a problem, and everything around you start radiating in that frequency. If you treat it as just a phase of your life that have come and will pass, that is what it will become, and there is no more hope for you. It magnifies in your subconsciousness and you start seeing everything at that level. You must understand that challenges are moments where you should learn. So one of the best times to learn is in challenges. But if you refuse to learn the lessons that comes with every challenge, one thing is constant. they are going to repeat themselves. So people end up as failures in life simply because of one of these factors. When you repeatedly fall into the same challenges in different phases and sizes without learning from them and becoming a better you through them, you end up becoming a failure. Because why? For every success there's a test. If you fail the test, learn the lesson, because it's going to come back. If it comes back and you've still not learned the same lesson, you're still going to fail it. So at that level, you see yourself start cycling in a circle without going forward, without going backward, and just being stuck. There is nobody that have ended a failure in life that has not at a certain point of life attained success at some level. There is nobody listening that has attained failure as a result that has not at one point in their life had success at some level. So what made them end as a failure is because when they came at a particular challenge in their life, they refused to move above it. So they refused to move above the forces of life. One of the best ways of beating the challenge of life is knowledge. Even the Holy Scripture said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The fact is, God's desire for you is of good and not of evil. He wishes for you to prosper in all dimensions. If you are not rooted in knowledge and if you are not rooted in understanding, prosperity becomes a disaster in your hands. Prosperity becomes a weapon of oppression to others. So one of the reasons we pass through challenges of life is testing us to see our resolve in our belief, in our understanding. Life is testing us to see how firm we can hold our concepts that we say are the foundation for our living. So when we go through challenge, it is the best time for us to go back to our values. So what are the values that makes you? How well can you hold your values? What understanding do you have about the principles that have brought you to where you are presently? When a business is going through crisis, financially, managerially, it's a test on the strength of the business. So is it to the life of a person. Those that are successful today know that challenges is one of the best weapons to become prosperous. Challenges is a weapon if you know how to use it. At a time in life, there were no mobile phones. Everyone that has to make a call has to do that through the wires. Someone saw it as a challenge. It becomes a burden on the spirit of a person. It was a challenge to a person at that time. So the person went deep down into his spirit and manifested the mobile phones. So every challenge that you are going through at the point of your life is a weapon for you to manifest something from deep within you. If you are going through financial crisis, take it as a challenge to manifest the wealth and greatness that lives inside of you. If you are going through leadership crisis, it therefore means that the universe believes that you have the ability and capability to become a great leader. Don't turn it down. Use it. Use it to deep down inside yourself and manifest the great leader that you are. But you can't do this without knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation for every great manifestation on earth. So when you are facing a crisis and a challenge, it's the best time for you to seek separation. Seek separation and run to knowledge. There is nothing you are going through in this world today that people have not gone through. Their experiences are inside the books. Their experiences are documented in videos like this. Never a time in the world that knowledge has been so easy to get. When you are going through challenges, even as you hope that God does something great, become a weapon that God can use. Become a weapon that the universe can use. Dig down into the well of knowledge and manifest the greatness that you have within you. You have the ability, no doubt. For the fact that it is happening to you, it therefore means that life is testing you so you can manifest that greatness from within you. Another thing you need to do at this season is self-discipline. When you are going through challenges and crises, it's the time you should discipline yourself the most on every aspect of your life, financially and otherwise. Focus on understanding who you are and disciplining yourself to become that person that you want to be, that you visualize yourself to be. So when going through challenges, it's one of the best times that you should focus on disciplining yourself. Another thing you should do is to take responsibility for every action and inaction at that point of your life. If it was your actions that brought you to that level of life, take responsibility for it. If it was your inactions that brought you to that level of life, take responsibility for it. Going forward, become responsible for what happens in your life. Become the pilot of your life going forward. As I've said earlier, I said challenges are what comes to test your resolve, to test your values, and to test who you are. You must have a growth mindset to be able to come out of every challenge. If you don't believe that you are capable of growing out of any challenge, it will never manifest in your life. You must have a growth mindset. I can't emphasize it enough. If you need to leave your present environment to keep a positive and growth mindset, do it. If you know your environment is a factor that drains the growth in your mind, do as much as you can and as fast as you can to leave the environment. Every person that drains your growth, run away from them. There are some people that are toxic around you. When you are around them, you can never grow. Because why? These are people that criticize everything. They never see good in themselves and they never see good in others. If you are around those set of people, you need to find your way out of there, because you will never grow. You will never grow around them. These are people that criticizes every little effort. It's like you planting a grain and another person watering that same grain with chemicals. So that is the picture you have to look at it from. It's like you planting a seed that is going to manifest who you become tomorrow. Another person right in there pouring chemicals never to make them grow. You don't need a miracle to tell you that you are never going to grow in such an environment. They are not bad people, but they are not good for you. Run away from them. You don't need an excuse to leave them. Whatever price you are paying for your destiny is never too much. Because why? Your destiny is not just tied to you. If you fail in life, people are going to suffer as a result of your failure. The world is in leadership crisis today because those that are supposed to stand up and lead and stand up for what is right have lost hope on leadership and given up on politics. You may not like politics, but this is a sector that defines what happens at the human realm. Another thing you should do at this season of your life is make your challenge an inspiration to others. As you are coming out of this challenge, try and document every process. Make it an inspiration to others. Never let this season of your life go to waste. Make this time an inspiration for generations unborn to come. There are people that are also passing through this same process of your life at this point. Try as much as you can to document this process. Become an inspiration to as many people that are going through the same challenge. The fact that it has come to you, therefore means that God believes that you can overcome it. Don't give up on yourself. You are strong. You are great. You are a shining light. There's greatness inside of you. All your positive imaginations are possible if you believe them. If you don't give up on yourself, someday you are going to look back and say, thank God I never did. If you don't give up on yourself, people are going to look at you as a statue of hope, as someone they can look up to and say, if he could go through it and make it, I can also go through it and make it. In whatsoever challenge you are passing through today, just know that you have the ability to come out of it and become great. There is nothing new in the universe. People have gone through it, they have came out of it, and they are great and victorious. You have that same ability. I want to urge you never to give up on yourself. If you know you have any questions or anywhere you want me to throw more light on, I want you to send me an email. I believe the world will be a better place if you don't give up on yourself. Because why? There is nobody that can affect this world the way you do. There is nobody that can bring the kind of vibe that you bring. There is nobody that can change the world in the unique way that you can. The abilities that you have inside you is given to you in trust by God, knowing that you have what it takes to manifest it. Don't give up on yourself. We are not giving up on you. We are standing by you. It is time for you to stand up. It is time for you to rise up. It is time for you to say to your inner spirit, I have what it takes to become that great person that I've always imagined. And I take responsibility of my life from now. I take responsibility of becoming that great person that I've always imagined to be. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification button. And I will see you in the next video.